think Motown and like, I always say Motown is the greatest black music between, well, that and Ebony Public.
Right.
Right.
It is the fabric of our life.
Right. Going forward, who are your models in terms of, okay, this is what I'm going to do in terms of entrepreneurship?
I think the biggest model for me, since I'm so music driven first, and, the dangers of being music driven and creative driven, that person, sometimes you don't think about the business aspect. I was just so focused on what the sound. Not only what the sound was going to be, but what we were going to represent. And I think the model for us, well, for me in building down in Rock's Records was like the label that I modeled everything after, because that was the label of, that's what gave us most ethnic quality and Pharaoh, and it also had a kinship with the generation before, the hip hop generation before. The native tongues and and the De La, native tongues and all of those, that field of music kind of spilled over into Rock's Records. So I wanted to pattern my label after that, and at the same time in building my label, on the West Coast there was a label being built called TDE, and so we were at the same time figuring this thing out. With TDE being around, I don't know, a lot of people don't say TDE since 2004. So to see in 2017, just to let people know, give people a scope how long it took Kendrick to get to where he is, it's a long time, right? So with the TDE model, and for them being signed to Aftermath, and for the sound buys of Rockers and what Rockers stood for, because Rockers was like the mainstream alternative, right? It wasn't so deep that it couldn't be found, but it was automatically, I don't listen to the radio, so I automatically listen to this. And so that's where I got the idea of jamming from. Our stuff would be so obscure that you would, it still wouldn't appeal to you. It's just not what the radio is. So it kind of lives in the middle, so that was kind of my model.
I guess the last question I'll ask, and then I'll just open it up. College students. Mm-hmm. What did you learn in college? And I asked you this question in the same question, but what did you learn in college to sort of help you get to this point as an artist, entrepreneur? And what would you sort of recommend that these students do while they're in college to prepare for that level?
And this is one of the things that I didn't say in the class before, that I learned in college, and I kind of bring over to this now. Self-discipline. Like, nobody's gonna make you get up, go to class. Nobody's gonna make you do the paper. And there's a consequence if you don't. So for me, like being on time, being on a schedule, nobody's gonna babysit you. A lot of artists now that I meet over time, although they look great, they sound great, they're marketed great, they need a babysitter. Like a lot, like they need their hand held. So come over here, right? For me, college, and even parts of high school, the classes I took in high school, the programs that I was in high school, kind of prepared me to be self-governed. That, nobody's gonna check on you, and we need to be there, and so they kind of prepared me for that more than anything. That's one thing. Another thing college did was, I don't think students understand the breeding ground. They go when they're around school and different, students. It is the ultimate breeding ground, because everybody is here with a major, but everybody is here. That's here wants to do something else. Right? Mom and dad wants me to do this, but what I really want to do is this. And the person is probably secretly working on it without telling anybody. That's the thing I found out in all of my workshops this week. Got a room full of producers, they didn't know each other. Right? And it's because they never told each other, they kind of kept to themselves because they're all here on another mission, and sometimes that mission is not even theirs. So this is the breeding ground for everything. Like this can be, and I think we all should have learned something from Social Network or any other movie that started a big enterprise on the campus, right? And it all starts with an idea. It's just the fact that all these ideas and putting them together. Like the only thing you need to run a label is a finance person, a producer, an engineer, a rapper, a singer, and a person that runs it all. That's a record label, right? That's your indie label. And I know that's on every college campus. This is about putting it into play and exercising that. So those are the two things I learned from being at college. Like your college is your own city. That you can get everything done you need to get done within a matter of 6 degrees of separation if you wanted to. You just have to exercise right.
Open it up.
So once you founded the label, how did you handle distribution and marketing?
That's something that, that was kind of a supply and demand type of thing. So, it might not have been that easy in the late 90s or 80s to start an indie label, but now everything is so hands-on. So, make enough noise on the internet, a digital distribution company will come calling. Even if it's a small, right? Your only goal is to get your music on some type of platform, right? So the big platforms now are Spotify and Tidal and Apple Music, but there's so many being developed every day to get your music on some type of platform and be heard. It's even to the point now that SoundCloud is the free platform for that. The difference is not only you have to do is make sure all your music, your label's music is on one SoundCloud page. And all the logos for your label is on the SoundCloud page. That's distribution on its own, right? But you have to build it first. You have to build up a certain type of following before a larger label comes along and says, hey, I see you doing this, why don't we help? Like, you do what you're doing. So that's how you start to get an idea or people coming to you for offering to distribute what your product is. Move things along.
So you earlier, did I get points? No. Hello? Here, alright. Either way, you were described as a Renaissance man, and I kind of like to take on that idea myself. I found myself with a lot of interest, a lot of interest. Producer, rapper. I do a lot of stuff, and so I'm wondering, especially since I'm about to graduate, at what extent should I continue being this Renaissance man? Because I'm worried if you cut into the consistency of developing one craft. And so, I'm trying to figure out a balance, right? How can I be a consistent Renaissance man? When you're doing a little bit of everything, is that even possible? So,
I know it's not possible. You just got to master one craft, man.
Yeah.
You can't. In order for me, the foundation of my entire existence in my brand is my beats. That is it. I had to master that first. I had to spend years and years mastering the idea of making a beat. First, I had to master how to work my machine. Once I got that going, I had to master my own sound. There's steps to this. Then once I do that, now let's master the idea of putting an album together. Okay, now we got that down. Now let's master the idea, and I did that within the confines of a group, and I learned a lot from Fonte Coleman in putting an album together. So now that we got that down, let's take that and let me venture out and find artists to do their entire project. They're going to entrust in me without Fonte's help to do this entire album. Okay, so now since we got that, and that's a period of 7 years, 8 years, right? So now since we got that, I got friends that want me to come by and talk to their students about about hip hop in high school. So then I did that for a year. And then, now since we got that, now maybe it's time for you to step in front of a college classroom. And it took me to understand, to teach, to understand the ideas of, not a syllabus as a student, but as an instructor, to teach on a certain level where I don't lose anyone, to all these nuances that all of us as professors talk about a lot. In order to cross that fault line of being an instructor and a scholar and professor, that took me about 7-8 years. The problem is, you said something very key, I'm about to graduate. That's not the end. Like, just because you're about to, I got to do it all before I walk. No, you don't. Like, I encourage you not to walk yet. Because it's this whole thing of getting out in 4 years. That's the whole, and I always say, go to grad school. Let the U.S. government take care of you as much as they possibly can. Be a lifelong student. Be a lifelong learner. Go to school so long they start paying you just to learn something. I got friends that got jobs as a student. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? But it's so much of a hurry. The internet has made everybody want everything now. So I would implore you to make it year 5, man. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, free housing was a great thing. You understand? Like, bills are something. And once that starts to hit you in the face, bills, then you have a significant other starts to hit you in the face. Right? Mm-hmm. The idea of you working on your craft goes down and down and down. And then you say to yourself, I might as well just do a job. That's the end. All because you rushed to get out of school and face the real world.
So, if I don't want to be a performer, but instead like a behind-the-scenes producer like Max Martin, who people don't know outside of the music industry, what kind of a path should I follow? Like, is the only road to start touching people's copies in the studio and somehow
that's one of the roads. Music is like the one thing that I did also learn in college is that the music industry and you trying to get into the music industry to know exactly where to go, the prerequisites are not as clear. And it doesn't run in semesters. And there's no advice that tells you what the technique is. That's one way to do it. Another thing is you have to just pack up and just move to Los Angeles. If you want to do, even to get in the scene, because music and being behind the scenes, in order to be behind the scenes, you have to start learning what the actual scene is, right? Knowing, who are the other behind the scenes people that came before you. Where did they go? Where did they live? Who did they learn from? Like, all of that is very important for you to be that person. Because I can rattle off a bunch of names that's been behind the scenes that your average, it's not necessarily Future, it's Future's team, right? And I promise you, somebody in Future's team was also on Jay Z's team at one point, was also on Metallica's team at one point. That person we're talking about was, was Jerry Heller, who ended up with NWA, but started with Elton John in the 60s and 70s or something. So these people are the ones that's behind, but in order to get there, you have to be within the scene to see exactly where they go, where they've been, what they've done, and what studios you need to hang out in. And I know a lot of kids that in 2003, they hung out in studios that are now senior vice presidents at labels now. Because they just stuck with it and always stayed in the scene.
So like, but is there any way to get in the industry? It's like other than basically getting people's coffee, like you said, move to LA.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say it had to be, being in the scene doesn't necessarily mean getting people's coffee, right? I'm saying go to a city where a scene is and visit studios. Like, that's another thing about the music industry you want to break in. You're gonna have to get on people's nerves. Like, you're gonna have to always bother people. Right? There was a kid there was a young producer that always bothered another great producer at the time by the name of James Jensen. You may know him as J Dilla, the late J Dilla. And it was always this kid that came to Detroit and bothered him all day about, listen to my beat, listen to my beat, listen to my beat. He was the most worrisome kid ever. But he always stayed around and he always bothered Dilla. And Dilla finally listened to his music after the 10th time this kid coming around. And I've seen these kids all the time just always adamant about, it wasn't about getting coffee, it's about, I want you to hear me, I want to be in this, I want to do this. That kid's name was Kanye West. Right? So it starts, everybody starts at that, oh, it's this kid that comes by the studio all the time and he just sits here. Jazzy J, who was a legendary DJ from the 1970s, tells a story about how this one kid came and stood in front of the turntables every night he DJ'd at a party in the Lower East Side in Manhattan. He just stood there and stood there every night for like a year or 6 months or something. And the kid finally introduced himself. Hey man, how you doing, man? My name is Rick Root. You have to be in the scene and you have to be seen in the scene, and even if it gets around the other crews, like, hey, you know, kid is always around, like, he ain't always around. Those kids always end up being the sole controllers of companies, like, all because they fought like crazy at the beginning. And it necessarily doesn't have to be the whole myth of donuts and coffee.
Hi, I was wondering if maybe you could talk a little bit about like East Coast scenes, right? Because maybe a lot of people don't want to or can't pick up and move to LA as much as they want to. So what do you see are maybe like strong areas on the East Coast for aspiring producers or beat makers?
Atlanta. Atlanta. And that, you know, that's changed so many, that's changed over the years, because, you know, if you had asked me this in 1993, I would say New York. But now, Atlanta is the place that has become the hub of music. If it's just the general idea of making music, not necessarily hip hop music, I would also say now Nashville. Nashville, Tennessee has a thriving music scene right about now. You know, a lot of us when we hear Nashville, we say, oh, it's country music. No, it's all types of music at this point. Have a budding music scene. I think Jill Scott recorded her last album in Nashville, Tennessee. So those are the two places I would say that you need to, once again, go to just to get in the scene of being always around different musicians. Just like if you were a tech person, your number one place to move would be Silicon Valley, right? Because you might have a small tech company started, you might have a great idea, but you need to be around that. At least the energy of it. So the energy you're talking about is now either in Nashville, Tennessee, or Atlanta, Georgia. Problem is, some people will think Atlanta, Georgia is too saturated at this particular point. There's a lot going on, but those are the two places right now. New York for media, I would say if you want to get in the media or the journalism side of hip hop or any type of music, it's New York City. But as far as the creation of it and the energy, it would be Nashville or Atlanta.
follow up on that, how about Austin, Texas?
Yeah, but I wouldn't really consider that East Coast.
Okay.
But, you know, definitely Austin. You know, because now Austin, along with Raleigh, Durham, and Charlotte, is the fastest growing cities in the United States. For rock. So definitely Austin, especially now since the influx of South by Southwest. Like, even if you want to just decide just to move to Austin to work with the South by Southwest conglomerate, that is the perfect place to get your footing, just to work doing that.
And then just one other follow-up. You're in Durham right now,
Raleigh.
So you weren't in one of those cities, so I'm wondering if you could tell us about how that worked for you and how that works.
Well, I think the way it worked for me, or worked for Little Brother at the time, although we didn't live anywhere else, the label we signed to was in San Francisco, California. And so we always talk about that our first major fan base is in California, right? If you've ever been to California, I mean, it's a country all on its own, just a sheer population. So us going to Oakland, getting on ABB Records, now we're introduced to a whole different fan base that we might not have seen. But the wonderful thing about Little Brother was we were one of the first groups to like thrive off the internet before the internet got populated, right? You know, we were on ABB, and ABB got signed to Atlantic to distribute our record. And you know, it's funny, I had a meeting recently with Julie Greenwald, who is the COO of Atlantic Records. Her and Craig Kaufman, they both run it together. But I was up there this time, it was like a year ago, or 2 years ago. I was up there this time talking about Rhapsody, and, you know, the idea of her coming to Atlanta. And so the first thing I did was, you know, I talked to her about our time at Atlantic, Little Brother's time at Atlantic. And we didn't have a bad time at Atlantic. You know, it was a wonderful experience to me. I learned a lot. But one thing she told me was, she said, you know, Little Brother was before their time. I said, well, how do you mean? She's like, well, we weren't prepared for you guys, because you guys had a fan base we couldn't put into numbers, right? She said, when you guys came to Atlantic, we had one internet person for digital marketing, for metadata, all of this stuff that we know now when it comes to looking up the internet, you know, in the fan base, it didn't exist in 2005. She said, we had one person. She said, now we have 107. Right? That lets you know the difference. So when the time we got on the net, we were able to travel faster because there wasn't a lot of us, like, really dealing with a fan base that we really couldn't see. So that's how we were able to stay in North Carolina, which worked out so many ways for us as far as our peace, real estate, and so many other reasons, man. You know what I mean? That we didn't have to, I never had to live anywhere else.
When Jay Z started Rock Nation Sports Agency, you kind of saw a marriage between sports and music, and he was kind of a pioneer in that aspect. Speaking to getting into music, do you think the reverse is possible? Being involved in sports agencies, managing athletes, and kind of using that as an avenue to get into the managing side of music?
Yeah, it's really cross-pollinated now. Like, it's really, because every rapper I've ever met thought they could play ball. And every athlete I've ever met, they can rap, man, and make beats. You know, I think the reason behind that is because it goes back to him, talking to him about mastering the craft, like watching a master at work. You know what I mean? I have a lot of friends that is, they were coaches, players at Duke University. And like Grant Hill comes to the studio all the time just to watch me. This is Grant Hill. To watch me make beats. I'm like, what are you looking at? Like, what's the deal? Like, he said, there's no difference from you coming to see me play a game. Right? But the brilliance about Jay Z is he's the ultimate person of, you don't need to watch what I'm doing now. You need to watch what I'm doing 6 months from now. He's the ultimate for that. It was a whole thing about him, being the face of the Barclays Center and the Brooklyn Nets, right? And then when it came out how much money he actually owned of the team, or how much percentage he actually owned of the team, everybody joked about it. Oh, you don't own that much of the team, you're not really. But he did that for the next hustle. What do I need to do to get close to the owners and all? Let me get in here to find out how this sports industry thing really works. I can start my own. Right? Same thing with Tyler. Everybody jokes about Tyler. It's going to fail. He loses money. Yeah, let me come in. None of y'all care about Tyler until I put my name on it. So now my name was on it. And I got my friends' names on it. Just raise the value up so I can sell it. This is the brilliance of Jay Z. You understand? So when it comes to sports and music, like, it's always been a marriage of sports and music. Like, from just entertainment and music. And all the celebrities at the Laker games, and they always, everybody in this show on the sitting courtside. I think the only politician they ever show was Obama. Or anybody of importance outside of that, it's been somebody in music or entertainment. It's always been that particular, right? So Rock Nation Sports is like, it makes perfect sense. He just decided to execute that. Because no other record label is doing that. And it works for him because everybody that he signs is fans of his. Right? So he's brilliant on his part.
How do you go about protecting your work as far as like copyrights are concerned, or like on the sampling side of things?
The sampling thing, like I said before, if you're selling 100 CDs out of your trunk, there's no need for you to clear sample. This is no need for it. If that 100 turns into 100,000, it's a problem. But it's a good problem to have. Because just as you have somebody that's going to sue you for it, you're going to have a label that's going to take care of the legal fees. For that. I've always stick to the idea of don't get dressed up and go nowhere. There's no need to copyright anything until it's time. And until you get to the point of, I'm about to sell this thing, or this thing is about to take off, you being known to copyright itself. I know it sounds crazy, but, let's just say, for example, all the stuff that Chance has ever released, he's never had a copyright for it. But at this point, does he need to? Because he has a fan base say, hey man, you stole this from Chance the rapper, and they'll tweet it all day long with this one. They'll attack this one rapper on Twitter. Oh, you stole it, you know what I mean? And so that's what we are now. But I think the idea of property is exceeding the boundaries of you filling a piece of paper out. And I think it has to because of how the internet is these days. So, for you, I would just make sure that you have a purpose before you even go that far as doing all this paperwork about getting copyrighted. It's like, well, nobody can steal it from you if they never heard it. Right.
How do you feel about digital piracy, and does it bother you that thousands of millions of people have downloaded your work without paying for it?
I mean, it freaked us out in the beginning. you know, in the early days, the little brother that freaked us out. We had a friend that we gave some music to. He gave it to a friend. He gave it to a friend, and he put it on the website. And this is 2002. He put it on the website. Everybody heard it, and we freaked out when he first posted it. And like, man, you gave my music out. But the next thing you know, we came back the next day and they had like 1,000 replies. I said, okay, play. And
I remember that day. I know him from OK Player.
OK Player.
Right.
And we was, you know, there was a new group, Little Brother, reminds you of Tribe Called Quest and Slum Village. They posted only two songs. And people couldn't even, yeah, their entries don't go past page 2. Dang. So, yeah, you just have to keep, you know.
I would also say make sure you're using the space here.
Right.
You know, make sure you're a part of the artist group here. Make sure if you're a writer, I mean, you write for Calendar Daily. I mean, I think it's so important to use the spaces that are here.
That was the biggest thing about the listening sessions that I had. And like I said, I always talking about it when I asked all the groups they go to, like, no, I don't know him. And I'm like, why not? Like, one producer coming out of here or trying to get in touch with somebody is one thing. Having a producer coalition on campus is a whole nother month. Right? So I would implore you to find a producer on the campus and y'all become friends. Because, you know, that makes a more booming noise than you know yourself.
I was just wondering, like, I've heard a lot that, like, streaming companies tend to favor artists who produce their own music rather than, like, people who are backed by labels. I'm just kind of wondering how is your label sort of favoring in a streaming economy, and how have you adapted as an artist?
I mean, at this particular point, they haven't really figured out how to pay us as far as streaming is concerned. They're still trying to figure this out. Which I think is another way to just keep us in the dark. But just the accessibility of it is great. So we just use the accessibility of it to our advantage. You know, not to get so much into right now what we're making off the stream. Because once again, like, most fans can't tell the difference. All they want to know is can they get to your music. And if Spotify and iTunes, Apple Music and Tidal is going to allow that, then, you know, what separates all of those artists on the streaming services is if they put you up on the front page and stuff like that. That's what kind of the placements that you're looking for. It's not about necessarily the money you're going to go right off. It's the placements. What is the streaming company going to do to help me cut through the doors so you won't have to see it? That's the biggest thing now as opposed to everything else. So it helps us as a label to have a Rock Nation behind us to help us cut through the doors.
So when you were developing your career and first starting off, how did you know, or like, what were you feeling, or how did you know when you were starting to make it in your career?
Right. I think one of the moments in time where they gave me the courage to go home and tell my mom that I was dropping out of school. And I'm going to talk to a lot of people in the room right now. Was when I used to play beats on the air at WACU Duke University. And one night, there was this guy who drove a taxi. And I was playing my beats on the air, and he stopped He stopped at the radio station and came in and said, man, I heard this crazy beat on the air. Whose beat is that? And now this is at a time where you're not used to anybody that you don't know loving your craft. Your friends, okay. But somebody you have no emotional attachment to comes in and came in and said, man, this is beat playing. Whose beat was that? And he started singing the beat. I said, it was mine. And he said this one thing, and it just blew my mind. You sell beats, man? How much? That was it. That was the moment in time where I was like, this guy does not know me from Adam, has no emotional attachment to me, and he is willing to reach in his pocket and give me money for something I made sitting in front of a computer. If it's one of him, it's got to be more of him, right? If it's, then it turned into, when my beats was up on, before SoundCloud, it was a thing called SoundClick. And SoundClick was like this archaic version of SoundCloud, right? And people would email me from Seattle, San Diego, Fresno, California, Chicago, saying, man, I played this beat a million times. What do I got to do to have it? I'm like, I got something. Like, at that time I was selling beats for like $100. And so now I got these random spots in the country, these spots that if I get hungry, I hit the guy and say, hey man, you got to need some beats? Matter of fact, man, I was playing beats with my boys the other night, man. I got a friend that wanted me. And it's a snowball thing, right? But I was doing it at a time, again, when the internet wasn't so saturated, right? So I was able to capitalize off that. So that's when I knew that I had something. That I was like, man, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do, because I definitely made more money this week than doing anything else. So.
This is a response, or related to the question you were answering about being a Renaissance man and like choosing your path, choosing your lane. You've been talking about this a lot this week. It's a three-part question. One, when did you decide this is my path? I'm making beats, this is what I'm doing. And then once you decided, how many work hours per week, like economically, how many work hours did you put in per week at that craft? And after you answer that, I have one more.
When did probably around the same time, to answer her question, that this is what I wanted to do. Like, my dad worked for Brilliance Tobacco Company, which is like football here in Virginia. But at the same time, before that, he was a professional landscaper, self-made man. My granddad, and my dad didn't finish 10th grade. My granddad didn't finish 2nd grade. And he was, he dug wells for them. So I come from, in my bloodline, I come from an idea of self-made, right? To be able to learn a trade, right? Or to be able to make money for yourself, even if you end up working for Argyros. So I kind of had it in my blood anyway. But it was still a part of me that my mom was an educator, and again, I was in a National Honor Society, and all this stuff in high school and college, for a lot of us, for a lot of people, my color, we may be the first ones to go. And when you're the first ones to go in the year 1993, you really carry the burden of everybody at Thanksgiving, everybody at every major holiday is counting on you, college student, to make it. So, and I felt that for a while, but then I wanted to always love, my daddy loved landscape. He loved, to this day, he loves to, that type of tree is this, and this is the type of bush. It's an art to that. I just really wanted to have a passion for something that I, wanted to be involved in the rest of my life. And something just struck me and said, man, I don't want to sit at the desk for the rest of my life, man. I still want to do it. But I knew that was totally against the grain on what all my friends were doing. Because you got to understand that pressure too. Like going to school all your life and having friends, smart friends, and now you are at a level like, you're the rebel, you're the renegade out of all your friends. And one of my best friends is, I got three best friends that are PhDs. I call my high school crew. One is a Juris Doctorate. One has a pharmaceutical company. That's my friend circle. What was I? And they're getting their PhDs at the age 26 and 28. What am I doing at 28? I'm staying in the house with 6 dudes in a 2-bedroom. making beats, right? So then you gotta feel that person saying that, you know, by society standards and all of that you failed in some way, shape, form. And in a long time, I didn't even want to see them. And I didn't want them to see me. Especially out of all my friends, I may have had the highest GPA. So that's a whole different type of pressure. But when I started to make beats and started to, you know, they always knew I loved music. I was the resident DJ in high school. And I mean DJing with your CD book. Right? They always knew I loved music. And once I started to find that and started to sell beats and started to make a way, like, now those same friends look at me and say, man, I wish I would have had the courage to do what you did, to go for what you believed in. So that's the answer to your first question. How many hours? I had this thing called 30 before Thursday, which my goal was to make, from Monday to Thursday, my goal was to make 30 beats. Because I heard Pete Rock one time say, I made, how many beats you make, Pete? I'll make 25 a week. What? So I'm like, I gotta top that. At least try. So that was like, you know, but I know, I understand the reason why you asked that question, because so many young kids come to you or say, I want to do this, I want to be a beat maker, I want to rap. How many rhymes you got in your book? I ain't got none but just one. And how long? I've been working this a year. Like I always ask producers, how many beats you make this week? Oh man, I couldn't squeeze number 2. What? And but what's funny about that is, what college students don't understand is, you don't know how much time you have till it's gone. Like, I got a family, I got kids, I know how to work my time. When it's just you, and the only person you have to take care of is you, and you say these words, I'm tired, I have no time. You don't know what that means. You have no idea what that means. You have all the time in the world, you're just wasting it. That's it. So, I spend a lot of hours in a week making beats. Lots. I try to at least. I try at least. Because now I'm surrounding myself by mad-eating producers like this guy over here and like 6 other guys that's on my production team. And I come in the studio, it's a beat. Somebody make a beat in this room, somebody make a beat in this room. And I'm like, all right, it's time for me to play catch up. And that's the whole, which would assist you, because now, like I said, at the beat making class and at the session, it's iron sharpening iron. Now you have something to kind of force you to. Now money is not the only object. Now there's another producer on the campus that's kicking my ass. I got to count him. He made 5 flamethrowers this week. I ain't made nothing. He's killing me. I got to beat him. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like but it takes a lot. Hours, a lot of hours.
Second question, and it's a little bit kind of like a psychological question. So did you ever struggle with doubt? And to combat doubt, did you rely on your work ethic or just on your mental capacity to overcome doubt, which is not a real thing?
Like I said, I think the doubt part came with the doubt part can come from like, you know, some parts of your family, people don't understand what you're trying to do because you're not living the, am I talking to you right now? I'm preaching to you, man. Okay, this sermon is for you. If you're not living the, go to school, go to college, get married, have kids, job, die. That's it. That's the life, right? So if you're not living that particular equation, automatically it's doubt. It's doubt from them on you. But all it is they were afraid to do what you're doing. That's all it is. They were afraid to step out. So when they say you can't do it, you're not going to be able to do it, it's not because you're not going to be able to do it. They were afraid to try to do it. So you have to kind of block it out. Get you one road dog, get you one. that believes in what you're doing, get you one. Everybody's gonna doubt. You're the oddball, you're the outcast, you think outside the box in a world that thinks inside the box. So you're always gonna be doubted by people. You just gotta, you know what I mean? I started selling beats in 2002. This is 2017. 2000 I was working, was it 2001? 2001 I was working at a smoothie shop making $4 an hour. I dropped out in 2000, 17 hours left in school. No degree. I don't have a college degree. It's 2017, I'm attached to not one, not two, but 3 Ivy League schools. And Duke. And my HBCU, North Carolina Central. And now UVA. And probably has spoken at least 10 others. And on a committee at the New Smithsonian with an exhibit in there with no degree. If I decided to say, just listen to everybody who was afraid, I won't be sitting here. So you just gotta block everything out. But I will say this, you have to be objective and real with yourself. Because if your product is not good, then, but you have to look at yourself and say, is this great material for me to even bet on it? Bet it all on this way. Not because it's a fad, not because it's the trendy thing to do, but because it's your passion. Don't get trend and passion confused.
It was your hand in the back? Hand up at one
Yeah, I'm trying to buy some beats soon, so I need to know the difference between like beats and beats, exclusive rights. How does that work in these agreements? Is there a certain, when should I give someone first of all, you can explain the difference, between beats and the beats, exclusive rights. And then second, what circumstances should I employ, is there a moment where I should just sell the beat to probably just let it off on my control? I don't know enough about the industry enough, so.
Yeah, I would, leasing a beat is like giving somebody a beat for a while, they rap on it, they put it out, and then you can use that beat for somebody else. They just kind of touch you after a while.
Yeah.
After a while, exclusive rights is you sold somebody a beat, and that's just it, it's gone forever, right? But to circumvent all of that would be to find a rapper that you can cultivate yourself. You have to worry about trying to sell beats to somebody. If you find a rapper you can cultivate yourself, then you have to deal with all that. Pretty much. Because it's all wild west, man. When it comes to putting a beat up online, selling it to somebody. Man, I got so many people that got songs that say it's produced by Ninth Wonder because they downloaded it off YouTube. Which is, they totally don't get it. Yeah, I did the beat, but I did not give you the beat. I was not in the studio with you when you made the song. This is wild west, man. I was just really, I will find out on this campus, man, who loves music as much as you and who's making. You a school, right? Yeah. Y'all need to know each other for you. And then anybody else that makes music on this campus, man, start up something. So therefore you can all learn all of this together.
What's the piece of advice that you've been given that resonates most about how you're in the music industry?
What's the piece? Patience. Just be patient. It's just ultimate patience. That's the one thing I've learned out of this. The universe doesn't work if you're at your timetable. I gotta get this done by this. A lot of things that's happened to us as a player, if we weren't patient, then it wouldn't have happened. You know, there were at least 2 to 3 rappers that wanted to be in collaborative works with me to sign Rhapsody before Rock Nation came. If I wasn't patient, I would have went with that. That was just, but it's all about being patient.
I'm curious, somebody that's getting started out, maybe they have a small following or something like that. Would you advise them to keep ownership of their stuff, of their material, and try to start basically their own label and get everything out on Spotify, get it on Apple, get it out on SoundCloud? Or would you advise somebody to try to hook up with maybe a small indie label, something like that, something that's already established? Do you think one or the other path is?
It depends. It goes back to the question. It depends on the type of patient that you have. If your goal is to be on TDE, that can be forever, right? Or you can start your own TDE. That's the whole idea. What do you rather do? If you start your own TDE, it may take a little while, but at least you control your own destiny. Instead of you continue to try to email and try to get with people to get into an outfit that's already established. But you got to understand about TDE, especially about Jambo, we're not an indie label anymore, we're a family. And you just can't just, in order to get in good with somebody's family, it's a tough thing to do, right? So for us, it's no just getting on Jambo. It's no just getting on TV. It wasn't just anything about getting on Rockefeller either. So it's best to start your own. It may take a little longer, but at least you have more control of what you want to do. But you can always go somewhere else and they may change the idea of what you want. And that, I've seen careers wreck that way. They spend so much time trying to get on the label and trying to get with somebody else, and they totally break their whole idea of what they were trying to do. And they wasted 5 years doing that. Instead, you could have spent that 5 years building your own thing. So it's kind of give or take.
Last question.
Okay. As an artist, especially like the point where you're making like 30 beats a week or so, like when do you know? Like I'm kind of a perfectionist, but when do you know when one track, one beat is finished?
It's over. It's over. You never know, really. Bryce, you're a perfectionist when it comes to beat. You answer that question?
Take advice from people like him? No. That's one thing, but like another thing is too, you do kind of have to let go and leave room for imagination. Especially when it comes to, especially if you're making music for vocals, you gotta leave a pocket of space for those vocals. So, what I basically just learned to teach myself is that a song ain't done until somebody buys it, until it's on iTunes for sale. Because you still have, I got the beat, but then I still got to put the vocals on. Then you got to arrange them. Then you got the rhythm. Then the song has to be mixed. Then the song has to be mastered. Then the song has to be marketed. Then the song has to be filled. So then the song has to be bought. You know what I mean? So